Welcome to Creating a Self-Love Lifestyle. I'm Marcy Newman, known as the HeartShift Coach, and I'm here today to talk with you about what self-love teaches us in regards to endings and beginnings. If you're like most people, you may be challenged to see yourself ending a particular experience. Very often, this comes, of course, in the form of relationships or leaving a job, leaving a lover, leaving a friendship, leaving a church, leaving a school, leaving just about any kind of association that has to do with our relationships with other people. And it stems from one thing and one thing only. And that is when we have fear about leaving something behind. It actually comes from our own fear of being judged. You see, when we come to that place where we are finally able to let go, most of us have gone through all kinds of ups and downs, insides and outsides, and all kinds of maneuvers, you might say, to try to remain exactly where we are. We will have contorted ourselves, or maybe even abandoned ourselves, or betrayed ourselves. But there's something about letting go when it comes to our decision that until you reach this level of self-love, it is extremely challenging. And it's because here's what happens. What happens is that when we find ourselves in these circumstances that aren't working, we start to beat ourselves up. In other words, we start to blame ourselves, saying, well, it must be our fault. There has to be some sort of deficiency within me that I can't make this work, or I can't be what other people want or need me to be, or I don't measure up, or I'm not valuable enough, or I'm not worthy enough. It always comes down to us not being enough. And so that what I call hope hook, right, where suddenly we will be everything that we need to be in order to stay there, suddenly will kick in. And until it does, we just keep going and going and going until we finally reach the point where we can go no longer. But this is what I have found has been such a challenge for so many people. And in fact, why so many people end up staying in these situations that are so detrimental to their mental health, their emotional health, their physical health, and their sense of well-being. And so what I want to talk about is what self-love teaches us. So when we finally get to this place where we're loving ourselves enough to let go of things, people, situations that are no longer really serving our highest good, what finally happens is that we have sort of given up. However, if we've given up because we have reached a certain level of self-love, the absolute opposite starts to happen, where that one act of letting go begins to accelerate the universe delivering to us what it has been holding for us all along. And it's always a better relationship, a better job, a better home, or a better experience all around. In other words, there's this aspect of our future selves, you might say, that the universe is already in service to. Isn't that amazing? Our future selves are already being served by the universe. I want you to just pay attention to that for a moment, because what that actually is saying is that if we can step into our future selves now, we can start to experience all that is being held in escrow for us. So what self-love does is it actually accelerates our ability to experience what our heart is yearning for, what we in fact have been yearning for all along. And this is quite miraculous. So when we take that step from a place of self-love, we take that step to let go of what is no longer serving us. We step into what is ready right here and right now to begin to serve us in a completely new and different way, because it's serving our higher self. It is serving the more expansive version of us. It's already serving the future us. Quite miraculous, don't you think? So what self-love has to do with beginnings and endings is that it acts as a catalyst for us to let go. Doesn't matter how long it has taken us to get there. It doesn't matter that we have been challenged and avoiding at all costs, making that decision and taking those actions. It doesn't judge us, not in any way. And what it does instead is it simply celebrates this newfound freedom, where you have released what is no longer serving you, and have now opened yourself to receive what will serve you and your highest good. So this is what self-love actually teaches us about endings and beginnings. It teaches us that the more that we become accustomed to simply responding with aligned action to what we can feel ourselves being drawn to, what happens is we then align with the universe itself that's there with the only desire to serve us. So our endings and our beginnings are no longer a challenge, but instead are a celebration of our alignment with the God self, that goddess within you. And the knowingness that you are here to experience all of life to the best of your ability, from the best that you have to give. And with that, there is no judgment. There is solely celebration of you, support of you, and continual creation with you, co-creating what is for your highest good, answering the yearnings of your heart, and blessing yourself and all those around you. And then it ripples out into the universe, continuing to collect more and more energy just like itself, and blessing so many others in its wake. So I'm going to leave this with you in the hopes that you will embrace how essential self-love is, how powerful it is, and how it's calling to you right here and right now to be the greatest version of you so that the universe can deliver to you what that greater self deserves and is waiting for it. So, with that, of course, I want to leave you an affirmation, something else to help to anchor in this thought, this awareness, this level of consciousness, that letting go is natural and normal, and it is essential. Your endings and your beginnings are exactly what you are meant to do, and you are meant to celebrate each and every one. So let's start right here and right now with I am. I am the celebration of life. I am the co-creator of all of my expansive self. And I am my joy, my happiness, my fulfillment, and my every dream come true. So much love to you, and of course I look forward to being back here with you again next week. Have a good one, and please leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, how you feel. Ask me your questions. Like, subscribe, and please share. Remember, we're all in this together. And so as you share these teachings, you share the ability to become empowered in the way that you are meant to. And all of us are meant to. Because we're creating a brand new world. Okay, see you next week. Bye-bye. So much love to you.